Welcome, denizens of Rust, to Benjamin Plays Rust. I'm not as good at the medieval hag voice as my brother is, so I'm going to stop. Welcome to another base tour. My name is Benjamin. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm a Rust base builder, and I love making cool bases in Rust. And this wipe, me and my twin brother Jeremy, we made a castle. We call it Castle Bravo. We don't really have a name for it. It's a castle, and I actually built it on a build server. I went through many iterations of it, the outside of it anyway, before I got the design down pat. I wanted it to have that look of like the European castles with the spires and the the passageways and the walkways and such. I didn't want it to look like one of those huge clan bases, like kind of like Lord Farquaad's castle in Shrek. I didn't want it to look like that. Let's take a look at the inside. The inside, man, I just freehanded this stuff. It's if you're ever wondering what it's like to be someone with autism, this is kind of what the inside of my mind looks like. Is this base? Welcome to our not so humble abode. The King's Throne. I put a lot of effort into this throne room. I couldn't get it to look right for the longest time. I finally figured it out. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. It was a lot to get it in this design. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Also, pay special attention to the King's trusted advisors, whispering secrets from behind the throne. And this is the King's trusted bodyguard. This is our main living area. You have to have a radio. If you don't have the radio DLC where you can play music and have the disco ball on the dance floor, just don't go to McDonald's one day and buy it. It's so awesome. In here we have Pasture Land, featuring Jerry. My daughter and her friend named the horse Jerry. My daughter loves naming the horses in Rust. So this is Jerry. He's a good horse, ain't that right, Jerry? And now to the armory. Not that the denizens of this castle would ever need to re-kit or anything like that. We've never died in Rust. 13,000 hours, I've still never died. But if I ever do die, I'll come in here and grab a new kit from the lockers. I don't even know what that's like. Okay, I've died like 1,000 times. You know, it's not even 1,000 times. It's like many thousands of times. This is our farm and our charcoal factory. So we just put our wood in here and it comes out as charcoal. We have the button pressed to light her up. If I press those buttons, it turns the factory on. And in here is something you might not have seen before. In here is the thirsty paddle. Okay, how many times have y'all seen a nightclub or a late night lounge in the middle of a medieval castle? I'm really, really proud of this one. I didn't know what we were going to do with this area. This area was hollow, and whenever I came in, some people some of my subscribers ask, how do you know what you're going to build, or how do you get the feeling for it? And when I came in here, there was a passageway leading out that way. It was empty up here, and I thought if I slip the roof over and give it like this overhang here, I bet it would look like a cool hangout spot. And then from there, it just turned into like a bar lounge. A tip for you, good sir. By the way, this is our slogan for this wipe. Farm 24/7 because the upkeep of this thing is so bad. I'm sure you can imagine just how awful it is. It's bad. It's bad. Here's where those 3 meetings in the dark happen. Here is where we put our captured enemies. Actually, that's where our respawn. But in the event that we ever were able to capture someone, we'd definitely put them in there. Yep. Look, he's captured. Look at that. Bam. And then we'll demand clan secrets through the bars. I really like this area. My wife says it looks like a kind of like a street market in a busy city, and I totally agree. That's what I was going for, is that tight corridor look. Back through the thirsty paddle to continue the tour. And now up top to the armaments concourse. I can never remember the names of these things. It's the area on top of a castle where you can walk around. It has a way cooler name than that, though. The castle is somewhat symmetrical from a foundation perspective, so we have these 4 spires that go around. Look at all these weapons we could use. We could use these weapons if anyone ever online raided each other in Rust, but y'all know how that is. Man, I've been playing this game for 10 years now, 13,000 hours. I think I've been online raided 5 or 6 times. It just doesn't happen that often, unfortunately. You know what? I'm not even going to say unfortunately. That's not fair. Fortunately, I don't even like being online raided. It's just not that fun, especially with the current state of PvP. Okay, alright, look. I know what you're thinking. Benjamin, tell us about the current state of PvP. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. So, with the recoil update, that was great. It's something that Rust very much needed. And I'm a big advocate for them fixing the awful recoil that the guns used to have in Rust. However, whenever they made that change, they also made it so that the footstep radius is so low now. You can't hear people until they're right up on you. And I used to be so good at PvP in Rust because I could hear people coming from a really far away, and I could triangulate their position. And then I'd get the jump on them, and basically use like strategic positioning and flanking to win fights. And now you can't do that anymore, and so I don't really like PvP anymore. But I still love Rust. It's my favorite game ever. I'm 41 years old, and it's nothing else has captured me quite like Rust has. This area is modeled after. I wanted it to have like a smoky mansion look, like whenever you go into a mansion, it smells like cigars. That's what I wanted this area to look like. I did originally have elevators going up to the top, but I had to take them down because the wind turbine actually glitches it, and you can't place the final elevator. Wonk wonk. Here's where we roof camp with our L9s. We don't do that. Here's where we roof camp the clan over there with our L9s because we're so much better than them at Chad PV. Okay, yeah. That clan, they'll come over here and they would offline us and we would be dead within like 3 seconds. So, JK, JK, JK. So the base you see in the distance over there, that is our friend Toon Network's base. He's a solo player, and I've built with Toon before as neighbors. His bases are amazing, and I'm actually going to do a tour of it in another video. Really, really, really awesome stuff. That base in the distance, those ones with the SAM sites and in the distance, that's actually our starter base. Our starter base was a double pixel gapped 2x2 with multiple bunkers in it, and it really helped us get established this way. Come on, let's break some ankles. Do it. Your ankles didn't break. All right, look. I wanna hear the crunch. I wanna hear the crunch. Let's do it. Okay. If you jump from here, you're okay. Onward with the tour. So I want to show you guys some secrets about this base. Something that people ask all the time is, okay, so you made a cool looking base, but is it strong? Well, some of the secrets that we employ are, so you see these spires here. There's airlocks, so you can go into the spire and if you want to respawn in here, or if you want to PvP, you have the airlock for safety. Well, not all of these spires are actual airlocks. Take a look at this one. This spire looks exactly the same as the other one, but it's not an airlock at all. It's actually a little loot room, and we keep materials and extra loot up here, and no one will ever blow this because there's no reason to go into the spire. A little bit of misdirection at hand. Other secrets in this base are creative use of the industrial pipe system. Come, cameraman. Show our viewers the pipe system. I don't know why I'm talking like a medieval witch. So, the pipe system with the conveyors, we have them linked to different loot rooms around the castle. And whenever we need something, you just go to the conveyor and you add what item you need and you turn it on, and then the conveyor will dump the loot that you need into the barrel here. This way the loot remains separated all through the castle, so if you get raided, they're going to have to blow so many different bunkers and so many different doors if they really want to get everything. And whenever you're not in the base, you just disconnect it. You see we have it disconnected here, so they can't just come in and turn it on themselves. Let's take one more look at the castle from the outside. I think it's going to be dusk soon. Okay, it's not. Well, we're going to take another look at the castle from the outside. This is, without a doubt, the biggest and most expensive base I've ever built in Vanilla Rust. You can see it will only hold like 10 hours of upkeep in it. So we have to have a lot of automation in place to keep the TCE filled at all times. Oh, and take a look. We have an attitude adjustment chamber over here. Whenever those with foul attitudes show up, this straightens them out. If there's any castleologists in the watching in the comments, tell me what kind of castle this is. I really think it has like a design name to it. I just don't know what it's called. Alright, let's take a look at the upkeep. Everyone always wants to know what the upkeep is on our bases, so let's take a look at the upkeep. Spoiler alert, it's bad. We have 35,000 stone, 10,000 metal, 2,000 wood, and 37 high quality. We'd like to personally thank all of the clans and farmers on the server who made the pure teas for helping us survive this, because we farmed over 1 million stone this wipe because the upkeep is so gnarly. So thanks to all of the providers out there who have those perfect clones on day 2 of the wipe. Y'all are legends. Okay. I really appreciate you guys tuning in for this base tour, and I'm really excited for the next one because next month, I believe Facepunch are introducing the new DLC with all the different lighting things like the chandeliers and the string lights and all that stuff. So I'm sure it's going to let us do some really, really cool things with our bases. Alright, this is Benjamin's Plays Rust, signing out. No outro. We're just going to let it fizzle.